together we are complete, darling. Bubble in your bubble, bubble in it's over. 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 I could never let you go, Miss Ocean.
Feel the love this Valentine's with an iPhone 16 for you and your babe from Digicel. This Valentine's, share the love and stay connected like never before. Activate a 3-day Prime bundle or higher. Switch to Digicel, pay your bill, or sign up for Digicel Plus Internet for a chance to win 2 iPhone 16. One for you and one for your special someone. Stay closer than ever with your brand new smartphones on the fastest LTE network. Plus, enjoy endless social chat data when you activate a Prime bundle. More love, more reasons to win, more ways to stay connected with Digicel. Activate or pay your bill on My Digicel today or visit a retail store today. Digicel, better together this Valentine's.
What has you so happy? My home internet just got upgraded and I didn't even have to pay for it. What? Which network you have? Flow. Now I can get the fastest fiber internet in St. Kitts and Nevis for the lowest price.
Fastest internet for the lowest price? What's the catch?
No catch, my friend. 300 megabits per second for just $135 a month. With Flow, you truly get the best internet experience around.
Switch to Flow for the fastest fiber internet at the lowest price. Visit a Flow store today. Conditions apply.
All right, 27 minutes to the hour, 9 o'clock. That's 8:33 in the studio. Welcome back to the program. It's time for On the Road or Traffic Discussion each and every Wednesday morning right here on ZIZ Radio 96.1. Come on in, Officer Bell. We are already set up and waiting for you. You're good to go. I'm going to let Sergeant... Forgive me. No, you know, you deserve the Sergeant, Donnelly. you deserve it.
Thank you.
You deserve it. I'll let you introduce our program and the guests. I know just met one, but we'll work it out. Yeah.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Good morning to those persons over there in Radio Land. We are always welcome and happy for you to be tuning into our radio program. We are always happy to have GQ as our host. He does a fine job and we are always grateful for him, and may God continue to sustain him. With me in the studio this morning is Officer Bell, Officer Leng as he's more frequently called. Constable Bell is a member of the traffic department and he's no stranger to the studio. Maybe he hasn't been here for a long time, but he's also one of my investigators at the traffic department. He's also a seasoned police officer. Also with us is Constable Nisbet. He has been in the traffic department for maybe just merely over a year, and he's new to the radio program, and so we want to welcome him. And during, as we get into the program, they'll have a chance to have a conversation as we get into the topic. But as usual, GQ, I want to go to God in prayer. Mm-hmm. Heavenly Father, we want to thank you, dear God, for you always being so gracious and so awesome to us. You are a mightyful God, and so because of you, that is why we are who we are. God, our tongue this morning, dear God, and help that whatever we say this morning, dear God, may just reach the hearts of those, dear God, whom it need to reach. These mercies we ask in your name and no other name. Amen.
Amen.
So this morning, GQ, we want to, because of the information that we would have received on the car boat that we're having between today and tomorrow, we would be expecting over 300 plus vehicles into the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis. And so in light of that, we want to just bring to the general public again what needs to be happening when they come to the traffic department to get their new vehicles. Well, new vehicles to the Federation, what they need to do, the information that they need to bring to us, the documents that they need to bring to us, so that we can all be on the same page. What happens is that when persons come to the traffic department, persons get frustrated when they come. And so to avoid some of the frustration, we want to simplify this morning so persons can come and be ready to register their vehicle and get on their merry way. Now, to register a vehicle at the traffic department, you come to the traffic department with your documents, the documents that we are looking for. First and foremost, you must have a document from the port, the customs, that says Customs and Excise Department. On that form, it has all the information that is required to register a vehicle in order for you to get that registered number plate. Along with that document, you must have a document that says certification of title, or maybe an invoice, because it all depends on where the vehicle is coming from. You may not have that document that says certificate of title. It may say invoice, bill of lading, but we are seeking to have the information of the vehicle. That information should be the weight of the vehicle, the color, the horsepower, the year model, what type of vehicle it is, the make, and all this information is what we're looking for. So once you have those two documents, you come to the traffic department along with your ID. Now, because of our new additional to our VRA system in October, it is preferably that you bring along with your driver's license, because once you have your driver's license, it makes for easier process. Now, some persons may not have a driver's license because you can register a vehicle, be the owner of a vehicle without having a driver's license. It is not something that I am comfortable with, because once someone has a vehicle, what do you think is going to happen? They're going to feel it's okay for them to drive. But that is above my pay grade. And so once you don't have a driver's license and you come with another ID, which is a government ID, whether it be a passport, a social security card, or national ID card, it's acceptable. But persons who are the owners, or persons who have driver's license, it's recommended that you bring those driver's license with you when you come in to register the vehicle. Now, some persons may have a registration number plate before. For example, you may have a vehicle that says P9, but you want to change your P9 from the old vehicle that you have to the new vehicle that you're now getting. So once you go to the officer who is going to be dealing with you, you say to the officer, I have a number already. I would like to use the number that I have now on my new vehicle. Once you give that information, that is clear cut to the officer that he or she does not need to look for a registration number for you, because already you have your number plate that you want to use on your new vehicle. We will then, you the owner of the old P9 now will at a later date will come now and get a number for the old P9, because you're now using the P9 on the new vehicle. Persons who are not the owners of numbers, you are not allowed to come to the traffic department and request a number. We give you the next available number. Sometimes, because we are serving the general public, we tend to bend our policy a little bit. And you might say, officer, I have 5 vehicles already, and 5 of them I have a number 4 ending, a number 6 ending, and a number 2 ending, a number 1. Can I get a number that ends with a 0 so I can get a little space so I can gain some money to pay for the licenses for the one that ends with the 0? And so once we can accommodate you, we will. Because remember, we're serving the general public and we want to be fair to everybody. But persons come to the department with expectation that they can pick and choose a number. That is not the law, that is not our policy. And so you must be guided accordingly. Okay. When you come to the traffic department for your registration number as well, there is a document that you get that would come in your mail before you receive the vehicle. And that is a SKNBS. That's a form from the Bureau of Standards, where your vehicle would have already been checked if the vehicle is coming from Japan, for example. Once you have that form, you would no longer need to go from the traffic department to an inspection set because the vehicle has already been inspected. Once you have that form, it is clear indication that your vehicle has been inspected already, so you don't need for inspection.
Right.
So when you leave the traffic department, you go from the traffic department, then to the insurance, then to inland revenue because you already have that form.
Right.
If you do not have that form, you would go from the traffic department to your insurance, inspection of the vehicle, and then to inland revenue.
Okay.
Bearing in mind that your number plates must be on your vehicle before you go for inspection. Because of the new system that we have, again, you now have to take 4 pictures of your vehicles. Front picture, rear picture, left and right side of the vehicle. And the vehicle must have the number plates attached so that we can see the formation of the number plates, the numbers on the vehicle. We must see the sizing. We must make sure that the number plates are in accordance with our regulations. And so therefore, that is the reason for you making sure to have your number plates attached to the vehicle. Let's go to vehicles that have been licensed already for the current year. You want to change your number plate from the number that you have to another number. Let me explain. You are selling a motor vehicle. Your vehicle ends with a 2. You are buying another vehicle from someone that ends with a 9. Your vehicle has already been licensed for the month. Let's change that around. Let's say you're buying a vehicle from somebody with a 9. Your vehicle ends with a 2. You want to sell your vehicle that ends with a 9 to purchase a vehicle from somebody that ends with a 2. It is an easier process once you already have a vehicle that has been licensed for the current year to be given the last digit that ends with that same 9. Let's say you have P19. P19 is licensed until September of 2025. You're buying the P19, but you own a vehicle that says P2. What is going to happen at inland revenue, because we have to give you the choice of letting you use your own P2, knowing that P19 has already been licensed up until September of 2025, inland revenue is going to charge you a percentage. I am not familiar with how inland revenue works out their percentage. But you're going to have to pay because you're going back now to a 2 and you have to license up until February of 2026 because remember, we're in that current period. Fees are going to be charged. Persons are thinking that once they come to the traffic department and the vehicle has been licensed already, that it stays there. It only stays there if you sell in a vehicle with a 9 and we give you a vehicle that ends with a 9, in order for you to keep the same licensing of the vehicle up until September, you have to get a number that ends with a 9 in order to stay in the same region, the same space as the vehicle that ends with a 9. If you get a vehicle that ends with a 2 or a 3, it is going to cost you some monies. You're thinking that the traffic department is trying to rob you, for want of a better word, because the vehicle has already been licensed. But inland revenue has their taxes to work out because your intention is to keep your vehicle license up until February of 2026. So other fees will be added. And we just want to get it out there that persons understand that whenever you are buying a vehicle that ends with a particular digit, as long as the vehicle is licensed for that current year, you're going to be given a digit that ends with the same digit of the vehicle that you're selling. If you're selling with a 9, we give you one that ends with a 9. So you don't have to license again until September. If the digit is not the same, there are going to be changes. We also want to bring to the general public too, when it comes to the registration of numbers, that if you're buying a vehicle from someone, please to make sure you ask the individual whom you're buying from, whether or not the vehicle is licensed for the current period. Because you are now, as the buyer, responsible for the fees if that vehicle hasn't been licensed for less than a period of 3 years. You have to pay up. Unless you would have given us indication that the vehicle was off the road, outside of that, you will not get a waiver. Now, there are 3 ways for you to let the traffic department know that your vehicle is not roadworthy. 1, you can bring a letter to the traffic department stating that your vehicle has been done for a period and you're not sure when it's going to come back up. 2,
Can you use that a little bit? I want to get everyone in the shot there. Sorry about that.
that's okay. So as I said before,
2.
right, 2, there is an off-road book at the traffic department where you come in, you give the information and you sign off. Thirdly, there is a document that we give at the traffic department. It says off-road. You come to the traffic department, you fill that form out. At the end of the period when your vehicle is now back on the road, you can come to the traffic department so we can give you the waiver. And those are the only 3 ways you can get a waiver.
Okay.
Once you bring, send, or come to the traffic department to indicate that your vehicle is not roadworthy, then there it is that we would give you the waiver for the vehicle when time comes for licensing. I will now stay here and give Officer Nisbet a chance to speak on a topic that is so familiar with us persons repairing vehicles in the road.
Okay.
Good morning again.
You can relax, you don't have to lean into the mic. Yeah, you're good.
Good morning. My topic today is repairing vehicles on the side of the road and in the center of the road. When your vehicle breaks down in the road, you should not repair your vehicle in the road. Transmission problem, anything. The pull off on the side of the road is there for you to change a tire, not to repair your vehicle. It is wrong for you to obstruct the flow of traffic with your fixing your vehicle.
Okay.
You just pull off on the side, you change the flat tire into a proper tire, and then you continue moving. Anything else, you should call the tow truck, tow your vehicle, and get it repaired.
Okay. Go ahead.
I just want to add to what Constable Nisbet was saying, Constable Bell here. There's a lot of hazard to people repairing vehicles in the road. 1, most of the time the persons doing the repair, they're mostly underneath the vehicle. Sometimes they foot out in the road. It could cause an accident. Something could run over them, whatever. We know how repairs go. Sometimes you want one specific part, but it's so hard to get, so the vehicle stop from being there for 1 day to 1 week to 1 month to 1 year. And then maybe after the 1 year the repairs get so much that they don't even want to repair the vehicle again. Then the vehicle stay there as a derelict vehicle. Kids go, they play by the vehicles, rodents, even gang members find ways to use these vehicles, and it's from one problem to the other. So we're trying to encourage people to avoid the repairs in the road, and it also obstructs the free flow of traffic and takes up parking spaces.
Is there a cost? Is there a charge? You made mention that you shouldn't, but is there something in the law that speaks to that as well?
Yes, it is. There's a, I think it's a ticket. It becomes a derelict vehicle.
Yeah.
It will become the derelict vehicle, and so we would put a notice on the vehicle. And once it is not moved within the specific time that is on that document that is put on the vehicle, we take it to the Connery landfill, and that is the cost.
All right. We're getting a call. 662-8674. You can always call back. We'll take your call live on live. And don't worry, I'll make sure you could hear what's happening on the monitor. Go ahead.
I want to. There is a question that someone would have posted earlier. The question is, what if the numbers are different? The sticker has to be changed. For example, the P19.
Mm-hmm.
If your vehicle number is P19 and you come to the traffic department and your own P89, for example, both of them end with a 9. Yes. So what will happen? The person will get the information you will get the information from the traffic department. So your vehicle will now be changed from P19 to P89. We would register it now as P89.
Mm-hmm.
On the form, it's going to say present number P89, previous number P19. So you leave from the traffic department, you go to insurance to get the insurance to change the number from P19 to P89. And then you go to Inland Revenue, where you would pay $62.50 for that change, and then you would get a new sticker displaying P89.
Okay. Let's go to the phone line. Good morning.
Yes, good morning. I just need to, as quickly as I possibly can, to let you know about the incident. I was coming across Cairn Street, going from west to east, and I stopped there by the junction, that 4th Street and Victoria Road. The light changed from red to green, indicating to me that I should move forward. Police officer, I don't know what happened. Oh, by the way, I didn't say good morning. Police officer, I don't know what happened.
Morning.
6 cars with the light on green for me to go forward. 6 cars come out of Victoria Road and going west. Well, there was no wedding, no funeral. I couldn't understand. I find that to be so ridiculous. 6 cars. So with the light turned to green for me to move forward to go across Cairn Street, I had to stop for them to come out. So I do not know if there was a malfunction with the light coming out of 4th Street to indicate to the car coming down from Victoria Road to move. But I had to steady until all those cars passed. There's one other thing I heard the Attorney General said, something to do with traffic, that signal. I think signaling is archaic. I think we are living in a modern world now, and there should be no hand signal, because people for some reason don't use the indicator here in St. Kitts. I don't know why they don't use the indicator. So I believe that they should either pass the law or encourage people to use the signal and not no hand. You're telling me a man got his car windows up and he wants to turn. He must put out his hand? No, that's what the turn signal is for. They should be encouraged to use them. Thank you.
All right, thanks for your call.
We want to thank the caller for calling in just now and for hearing his views, and we really appreciate your concern. However, our laws, we are still guided by our highway code. Our highway code is our junior Bible to our regulation and laws of the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis. And so we still have hand signals in our laws. And so for us to just take out the hand signals, we would have to go back to the drawing board.
All right, let's go back to the phone line. Good morning, you're live.
Hi, good morning. Bucky got it. That's Sandari, let's say a sergeant, so me and you can give me that honor.
Thank you. And I accept it. Thank you so much.
Well, I must admit, you are I could see you love the job for years now, and whenever you're present, right, in the public, it's been felt. I've seen you at the work for years now, especially when there's a traffic jam, because especially traffic lights, sometimes the amount of vehicles on the road, sometimes you have to go back to the whole thing using the hand. And I've seen you there. Sergeant Bell, good work in terms of making sure the cones are down and making sure they are taken up. But postal often complain, right, that sometimes the cones are down too early and sometimes they stay too long to take up after an event. So do you have a time frame when such supposed to be done, so at least the flow of traffic can move, the restriction of parking would be uplift, and normally a bulletin will be sent out and say restriction between 7 a.m. let's say to 12 p.m. but then sometimes you find 1 o'clock codes might be down still, right? And persons often wonder if they are allowed to be parked. So something that I'd like to shed some light on. The other thing, I know a couple of years back, maybe 2 years back or so, there was a situation, it was being dealt with where a lot of vehicles that are broken down on the road for years. We're talking months, years, right? Blocking the flow of traffic. You know, what is the department doing about that? I know it's probably a collaboration with maybe the health department or whatever, but it seems as though it's gone dormant because a lot of old vehicles are just seen down there taking up space, and sometimes persons refuse to put them on their own property and have them in the government road, and they're not paying tax. Because they're paying tax, they will be moving. Or if your vehicle is broken down and you're still licensed every year, do you have the right to leave it on the side of the road? Thank you very much for listening to my questions, and I continue to listen. Good show.
So much. Thank you, caller, and thank you for your colleague that you gave me earlier. I will accept, and I'm holding on to them. Thank you so much. I want to answer the questions that you would have asked, and then when I have already given my answer, I will allow Constable Bell to make an input as well. Now, I will not allow Constable Bell or Constable Nisbet to speak to the movement of cones because they will not say the truth. Now, in truth and natural fact, what happened is that
he's defending himself.
What happened, Mr. GQ, is that they're investigators and they're given the task. Once they're on duty and there is an event, their task is to put the cones out. And their task also is to remove the cones. And so for some strange reason, we do not always move the cones when they're supposed to move. And that is the reason why Constable Bell was looking at me and smiling, because he knows fully well that sometimes we err. In all fairness to the caller, sometimes we err. There is a time, depending on what time the event happens. Let's say, for example, the event might finish 2 o'clock in the morning. And so we say we give persons an hour to move out. But at 3 o'clock in the morning, the officer Paul might have taken a dose. And so he did not go at 3 o'clock to remove the cones. Okay. And that 3 o'clock might move on to 4, and I'm just being honest, might move on to 4 or 5. But we don't want the general public to take it for granted that it is okay for you to be disrespectful to cones whenever there are cones, because I can tell you of instances where I would have seen persons seeing cones, seeing traffic signs, and just go to them as if like they're not there. So, caller, we want to say to you this morning that we are going to try our best to move the cones at the given time when necessary. The derelict vehicles are not supposed to be on the street. The law clearly states that derelict vehicles, broken down vehicles, must either be in a garage or private property. We are given the options to give notices, 48 hours in some instances, 7 days in some instances. However, persons would claim, I did not see the notice. However, if these notices, once you give a notice, you must also inform the owner of the vehicle of the sticker or the document that would have placed on their vehicle. If the vehicles don't move, we get a tow truck. Honestly, now we are at a down low, we are at a standstill right now. We had come to derelict vehicles and tow truck because finances are not as high as they used to be back then. So right now we are on a down low, and that is where we really at when it comes to derelict vehicles. Constable Bell?
Okay. Before Constable Bell starts.
That's right.
The placements of cones, when it comes to events, we try to put them out as early as possible, at least an hour before the function. Because people like to come and park up and then go, jump in another vehicle and come back. Right? Because everybody like to park the vehicle right outside the function door. I don't know why. Right? So we try our best to put it out an hour before.
Right, to prevent that practice.
To prevent anything. Right? When it comes to picking up the cones now, we try our best to pick up the cones like 2-3 o'clock in the morning, right? For when you come in the morning, the cone is already picked up, right? So Victoria Road, for example, we have cricket, our football, we put out the cones an hour before the game. We try to move any vehicles that was parked there before we put out the cones. We give you a call, let you know your vehicle need to move because of X, Y, and Z. Right? So that is what we try our best to do every time. When it comes to picking up the cones now, right? About 2-3 o'clock in the morning when things slow down, sometimes we come in, as Donnelly said, a 1-2 person might fall asleep or we might get an accident come in. So we on an accident scene dealing with it. So we didn't get to pick it up the hour after the game.
Right.
So when we do remember to pick up the cones, that's when we go and pick them up.
Okay.
Sometimes we get miscommunication, right? Or we forget. As human beings, we do forget things, right? So when we do remember, we run, we pick up the cones, and we put them where they fall.
Right?
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing that advice.
I just wanted to add to the placing of the cones early, too early. The callers say that too early. I wouldn't say that. For example, carnival time.
Right.
Even though we put out notice, persons still parked on the road, and we had to be down there recording these numbers, calling the owners to try to get them moved before the time. So to avoid the stress or the headaches or having to call the touch up to move the vehicles in a timely manner, we try to put on the cones early, even if there are vehicles there. When we are placing the cones, we take the numbers and we call the persons and we ask them to move their vehicle.
All right. We're getting some questions. I'm assuming people are just tuning in, so you might have to reiterate some of the things you said earlier. Okay. But before we get to the question, though, someone is highlighting that the road across behind Beach Island, part of it is blocked off. Are you aware of that?
Well, I am not aware. I'm not certain if any of the constables are aware. I'm not aware of that.
No, I know normally that road always have problems. They always digging up and stuff like that. But
right.
I'm not aware of that.
Okay. All right. Maybe you can check it out when you leave here. Yeah. Question coming in. They're asking about repairing vehicles in front of their homes, especially in housing projects.
Go right ahead. Whether it's in front of your homes, in any community, in any village, no repairing of vehicles in the road. It does not matter whether or not, like the officer would have said earlier, you get a chance to change a tire, but repairing of vehicles, doing mechanical work inside, in front of your homes, once it's on the government road, it is not supposed to happen.
The person can ask the neighbor if they can put it on the empty lot next to them or something. If there's an empty lot, we kindly ask you to use your garage, right? Because there's a lot of us have garage and we don't put our vehicles in it, right? I don't know why you're gonna build a garage and don't put your vehicle in it. Use the garage to do those things.
All right, man. Let's go to the phone line. Well, we lost that call. I'm gonna give a few seconds to give that person a chance to get in, and then we'll wrap up the program for today. Good morning, you're live.
Hey, good morning, JQ.
Good morning, good morning.
And good morning to Traffic and the Road. Good morning to Donnelly and the rest of the
Good morning. Good morning.
Now, my little concern this morning. Now, at morning, down here in Boys Village, the traffic, the backup, I don't know if they don't stop and so cross Boys, cross Johnson Long Park. But the traffic, the backup at morning time. And it's a very, very serious concern. Because somebody could take in a vehicle, and the ambulance could go west, and coming back up with a someone sick, and then they cannot get a pass. So I hear the Prime Minister say something about upgrade digital thing and all these things and cameras and so right. Something needs to be done because a lot of vehicle in the west, and some people it takes hours for some people to go work. So I believe something needs to be done. Instead of stop and search, do something, put some cameras or something that, the traffic go faster. All right then.
All right. We're going to take one more call, and then we're going to call it that for today. Let's see if we can get this caller in. Good morning. Yes, go ahead. You're live.
Yeah, good morning, GQ.
Yeah,
good morning to the good people at the traffic. Watch you, Donnelly. The people them always take up the cones them on Wellington Road when I put them down. Especially Carnival and Wicked. Summons the people that don't disrespect I all the time, you know. We country change. It's a different thing going on in the country now. These young people, they don't care. They don't respect nothing. They feel like think it. They come make a good think it. They feel like it's so it was all the time. They don't understand the contribution of me and you and others and elders before. Have a good day. GQ. Keep the good works going.
All right. Thank you for your call. Thank you to the officers being here today on the program. Any last words from any of you?
Yes, we just want to for persons to continue to be vigilant and be mindful. We would like to have I think it's free accident. Accident will happen because accident is a word, and accident will happen. But just be careful, be cautious, and have yourself a great week.
So why all the hurry? Speeding is the main cause of plenty mishaps. You're simply the best. Better than all the rest.
Are you looking for a place that provides skilled nursing care and rehabilitation services to people with special needs, illnesses, injuries, or functional